Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 2, Episode 7. It opens up with the tournament fights, and Miyagi-Do's not doing so great. They kind of get beaten. Their rankings are kind of going down, and it's because the two senseis are at odds. LaRusso and our main man Johnny. They're just their styles aren't mixing. They're still at odds. It's just not working for them. And so they lose this first bout that they have, and then it goes to them going back to the hotel. Daniel gets a message from the karate master guy who hasn't been to the tournaments in ages, or he gets a letter from him saying that he wants to meet him because he might know some stuff about Miyagi. So he goes to do that, but it ends up being a ruse to get him kidnapped, so he's removed from the next event. Now he doesn't know who does it or whatever. He's just trying to get out of it. Before he gets there, there's a girl who sells him like a necklace with Jesus on it and stuff like that that helps him escape later on. But yeah, the Miyagi-Do students are all kind of doing some infighting too. Like one of the kids keeps talking about going to MIT, and like everyone's like, "Oh, dude, shut up." A lot of them are mad at Robbie Keane, for he's messing up. He's supposed to be their champion, and he's lost like every single fight. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. And then Johnny Lawrence, he's still pretty much the best character because every now and then they bring it back to where he's kind of still ridiculous, even though throughout the series he's still grown as a character. They still bring back the ridiculous, kind of out of touch person, and it makes for some actually kind of funny, if not some levity moments, and that's always good. So they go on to their next little fight, and since Daniel's not there, Johnny just keeps telling him, use his style, even though it's like a balancing thing. And so they lose that one, and that puts him into like it's kind of their last match to stay in, and that's towards the end of the episode. Uh, it's their last match to stay in, and they all go to like the locker room, and there's this whole talk, and everybody gets kind of mad at him, and then some stuff comes out where Miguel's mad at Keen. Well, everyone's kind of mad at Keen because he keeps getting distracted. He's not doing well, and yeah, so then it cuts to Daniel actually escaping. Like as he escapes, he fights one of the henchmen, and when the henchman has a Cobra Kai tattoo, so it makes him think that it's Kreese that got him. Well, he beats that guy, and then he takes off. So he doesn't really make it back until towards the end of the episode. But back at the Tekai Sekai, before they go into their final bout, like a lot of amends are made. There's a there's a confrontation between Keen and Miguel, where Miguel's like, "Hey man, if you're not gonna man up, sure you won it fair and square, but if you're not gonna do it for the tournament," he's like, "Give me this shit, because you're fighting like shit and I'm killing it." So it gets to the next it gets to the final fight of the episode, where it's the one that's gonna help them stay in or give them a chance to stay in, and they fight the Irish team. I believe it's Irish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Irish team, or Dublin or something, like whatever, same difference. And they go about it, but he's like, you know what? Use Miyagi Do instead, because that's more about balance. I mean, none of this stuff kind of really matters when you're watching the show. They kind of always fight the same. There's nothing really different other than it says what they're doing, but all the fighting is kind of the same. I'll say a lot of the fighters they've at least gotten kind of better over the series. Some of them are kind of still slow, and they have like some of their background actors or people from other dojos are clearly actually good at this stuff, or at least decent at it. So the Miyagi-Do people, obviously, they got to dumb it down a bit. But anyways, they go about that fight, and Miyagi-Do fight. They end up winning, but Robbie's knocked out, and like he's one of the first people knocked out or knocked down from this. It's like a platform fight where they can have two people at a time, and then Miguel ends up winning it 2 versus 1, to where it's like, Robbie has to kind of acknowledge, he's like, yeah, maybe I am kind of fighting like shit. And then they're all happy and everything, but then Johnny gets a phone call, and because he's like, you're not gonna believe what happened, and then it kind of his face goes blank, which then it goes to Daniel finally getting back to the hotel, he confronts Kreese. Kreese is like, dude, it wasn't. He's basically playing it off like it wasn't him, but he thinks it's him because the guy has a Cobra Kai tattoo. Whatever. That gets stopped because his daughter is there, and it's like, okay, he calms down. He goes up to the room, and Johnny is packing, and then he tells him what happened. That there's a problem with the pregnancy with Carmen, and Miguel's mom. So him and Miguel are about to go get on a plane for episode, or well, it's episode 8, but it's the third episode of part 2. And that's where it kind of leaves off. So far so good. I think some of the actors have gotten slightly better. Like Zolo, the guy who plays Miguel. He's pretty good, man. I didn't mind him too much in that Blue Beetle movie. The movie was kind of whatever, but he was good in it at least. I thought so, anyways. So the next episode, we'll see where it goes from there. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.